I'm not going to go hang out at Christmas. I'm not your wife anymore.
I do have a wife who says that Meri is our family and you need to have her come over for Christmas. I normally just disregard her opinion.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
Is Robyn seeing this meltdown in real time? Kody casually brushes off Robyn's input like he's some rugged lone wolf, a man of his own mind, he says. Oh, please. As if it's some kind of superhuman feat to both have your own opinion and consider someone else's. Multitasking, apparently, is for the weak. Robyn, of course, will spin this as just Kody being Kody, like it's adorable when he talks nonsense. But let's be real, she's not there to rein him in. She doesn't need to be. She's already running the entire operation. She'll probably laugh and let him believe he's in charge, like a parent humoring a toddler with a plastic steering wheel in the backseat. The guy is flailing, scrambling to make it look like Robyn isn't calling the shots, when every single thing he does screams otherwise. He can't even keep his own story straight. One minute he's the noble martyr, the next he's the misunderstood alpha male. It's all just a last-ditch attempt to dodge accountability while still trying to look good. Spoiler, it's not working, and that whole macho act, exhausting. I never understood the need for it until they aired that high school reunion. When a few of his former classmates casually mentioned they thought he might be gay, it suddenly clicked. His entire polygamist identity is just one long, desperate overcompensation. He wanted to prove how manly he was by collecting wives like merit badges. But ever since Robyn entered the picture, all that's left is a whiny, delusional mess who thinks he's in control, and everyone else is too polite to tell him otherwise. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Let's just be honest. They all lied. Can we all agree that Kody, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn have been spinning stories since day one? Pretty much everything we've seen on that show has been a carefully curated version of reality, if not flat-out fiction. The real truth? It's in what the kids have been saying on their own platforms. Platforms Kody reportedly tried to silence with NDAs, no less. Every single adult on this show has contradicted themselves at some point. One season they say one thing, the next they're preaching the opposite. What they really sold us was a shiny, marketable, perfect family narrative designed to rake in ratings. But spoiler alert, this show has never been an accurate reflection of their actual lives. And no, we're probably never going to get the full truth, at least not on camera. But trying to piece it all together, that's half the fun. Yes, they lied, but let's be fair, they also lied to themselves. Christine has even admitted she used to be that uptight, hyper-conservative version of herself we saw on screen. Breaking out of that bubble has done wonders for her. Everyone seems to be evolving, well, except for Kody and Robyn. Honestly, I think they genuinely believed a lot of what they were selling at the time. And can we blame them? If my life was being filmed, I'd probably hold things back too. At least until I figured out how I felt or what I could handle sharing. I mean, I once thought I was in love with my ex-husband. Now, I mostly feel sorry for the guy. Was I lying back then? Maybe not. But I was presenting a version of happiness that didn't quite match reality. So maybe they deserve a little grace. That said, let's not pretend we tuned in for wholesome family bonding. What hooked us was the illusion of a functional plural marriage, then watching it gloriously unravel. They had a job, sell a story, and get ratings. Mission accomplished. I started watching to understand a different lifestyle. But before long, it became all about watching the wives and kids slowly break free from the culty clutches of that husband-father figure. And honestly, trying to figure out what's real and what's not is what kept me coming back. What do you think? Were they lying or just in denial like the rest of us sometimes are? Let's break this down. Kody has 18 kids. Out of those, only 2 have had children of their own. Just 2. So no, we're not talking about a poor, overburdened grandpa being tugged in every direction by a dozen grandkids. We're talking 6 grandchildren, from 2 adult children. That's it. And somehow, in the span of 3 to 4 years, he hasn't managed to put on a mask, board a plane, and visit even one of them for a long weekend. Really? Let me tell you something. My grandparents had 5 kids who scattered across the country, coast to coast. They were in their 80s, not exactly spring chickens, before a doctor finally grounded them. Until then, they flew out once a year minimum to visit each family. And if there was a graduation, a surgery, a major event, you bet they were on a plane. No excuses. But Kody? He's trying to pass off this idea that it's somehow an unrealistic expectation to want him to show up once in over 1,000 days. Sorry, but the real unrealistic expectation is thinking your 18 kids will be totally fine with you ghosting their lives the second they move more than 45 minutes away. Distance changes involvement, sure, but it doesn't justify total absence. And while we're asking questions, did Kody not consider the logistics of having 18 kids? Did he think they'd all buy homes in a cul-de-sac around him forever? I have kids, and I fully expect they'll move where life takes them. You know what that means. I'll be on planes. A lot. Because parenting doesn't end when they move away. That's part of the job. Here's the hard truth. Kody doesn't visit because he doesn't want to. He doesn't call because he doesn't want to. And it's got nothing to do with geography, because he has kids nearby that he still doesn't see or talk to. Let's not forget he skipped easable surgery. Why? Because he didn't want to go. That's why Christine left. That's why Janelle pulled away. Because the bare minimum effort he used to put in, even that disappeared. The guy just checked out. And now he's out here trying to sell this story that his only failing was not loving their mothers. Please? That's a load of crap. The man abandoned his kids and his grandkids. The only ones he's interested in now are Robyn and her tender emotions. Full stop. Oh, and speaking of Robyn, did anyone else catch the absolute panic on her face when Kody floated the idea of Mykelti's family moving in with them? Priceless. Also, someone remind me, how long's the drive from Flagstaff to Mykelti's house? Isn't it about the same as a flight to Maddie's? This dude used to drive ridiculous distances back when he was courting Robyn, and the whole family used to drive instead of fly. So what changed? There's no excuse. Janelle and Christine still manage to visit. They bring the kids. They show up. If he's that strapped for cash, maybe it's time to sell that random amethyst in the bathroom and buy a damn plane ticket. The most ridiculous part of Kody's manipulation, okay, maybe not the most, because honestly, it's all a mess, is his latest narrative twist. I never actually loved my first 3 wives. Seriously? That's your new angle. So let me get this straight. You selflessly, selfishly and deceptively, married 3 women you didn't love, and now you're shocked, offended, even, that they left you when it became clear you didn't love them. Sir, your relationships fell apart because you set them up to fail. That's on you. All of it. And the cherry on top? When he told Meri he could have faked it if she wanted the relationship badly enough. Nothing screams loving husband like offering to perform affection out of pity. He is truly vile. The mental gymnastics this man pulls are Olympic level. He somehow managed to explain that whether he loves a wife or not is her fault? How convenient. What's even more twisted is that in Kody's mind, claiming he never loved Meri, Janelle, or Christine is supposed to make him look good and them look bad. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It just exposes how dishonest and cruel he really is. But I think he genuinely believes this lie will protect his ego and make them look small. It gets even weirder when he flip-flops mid-sentence, admitting that he did love them or still does. So either he was putting on a masterclass performance for the first several seasons, or he's just a bitter man lashing out after being rejected by the very women he mistreated. The audacity, The delusion. Kody Brown might just be one of the greatest villains in reality TV history. Narcissist Hall of Fame material, no doubt. I'm starting to think Kody's either high or dealing with some early onset memory issues. Out of all the things he could have said, he went and yanked a completely invisible straw from the aether, claiming that the Sonny and Cher breakup was a pivotal moment in his 6-year-old life. That's right, we're supposed to believe that Kody the Clown's foundational views on divorce were shaped by watching 2 variety show hosts call it quits. Honestly, it might be the most unhinged word salad he's ever tossed at us, and that's saying something. As soon as he dropped that bizarre line, my first thought was, I have to check this subreddit. Someone else had to catch that. And sure enough, here we are. Every time this man opens his mouth, I'm left wondering how those rim and noodle curls manage to transmit such nonsense from brain to lips. He spins the most ridiculous little stories and treats them like he's just delivered the Sermon on the Mount. Absolutely bonkers. That said, I did mention this in another thread, but I'm around Kody's age, and believe it or not, the Sonny and Cher show was a big deal. It might actually be how I first learned what divorce was. Still, what really surprised me was that he was even allowed to watch it. Cher, in her barely there costumes, sassing Sonny left and right, that doesn't exactly scream LDS family values. Weren't they still practicing at the time? Seems like Wynn would have vetoed that real quick. Let's clear something up again. Leon doesn't want to be on the show or mentioned in it. Period. This post exists solely because I keep seeing people ask why Meri didn't spend Christmas with Leon, and frankly, the confusion is exhausting. It's wild how many people in these forums can't seem to grasp that someone might not want to be part of this televised 3-ring circus, and that Meri is actually respecting that choice. Shocking, I know. Should she just bulldoze over Leon's boundaries for the sake of fan speculation? Would that be more entertaining? Let's not forget how well the "we don't want to be on the show" thing worked out for Logan and Michelle. Their names weren't said out loud, sure, but half the episode was basically about them anyway. Judging by Michelle's social media afterward, they were not thrilled. As for Meri and Leon's relationship, maybe it's great, maybe it's complicated, maybe they talk every day, or maybe not. Either way, Leon doesn't get a paycheck from TLC, and owes 0 free content to viewers or parents. And let's not pretend there's been radio silence. Meri posted that Zona has met her granddogs, so clearly there's been some contact since Zona entered the picture. Also, Leon skipping Christmas with Meri doesn't prove anything. Leon and Audrey showed up to Christine's wedding, which was filmed, but just like Logan, they managed to be present without being featured. You won't see them in the episode, but you'll sure find them in the photos. Kody has really outdone himself lately with his so-called F&F theory. Vulgar doesn't even begin to cover it. He's been spewing extreme nonsense, then turning around and blaming the moms for why his kids are disgusted by him. I mean, what child wouldn't be horrified hearing their father talk about their mother in such crude, inappropriate terms? And let's talk about this whole favoritism thing. The original 3 wives have long said he played favorites with Robyn, something both Kody and Robyn deny with every breath they take. Yet Kody constantly gushes about how he never really loved anyone before Robyn, how they had real intimacy, how their connection is just so special, how they're soulmates. I mean, hello? That's the textbook definition of favoritism. But if anyone dares to point that out, his ex-wives, his kids, he flies off the handle, insisting it's not true. Make it make sense. That entire conversation, absolutely revolting. And don't even get me started on his claim that Sonny and Cher's divorce traumatized him at the age of 6. Really? That's the emotional wound we're going with? Let's be honest. Kody loves exactly one person, Kody. And he has 0 filter when talking about his wives or their lives, except when it comes to Saint Robyn, who's just too shy for public displays of affection. Spare us. He's become a full-blown bore, loud, crass, and completely oblivious. Tony comparing David to Kody? Absolutely not. Sit down, Tony. That's a low blow, especially when she's clearly putting in the work, healing, moving on, and doing everything she can to break free from all that mess. Hearing that kind of comment, yeah, it made me more than a little grumpy. Now, I get it. Tony, the TV character, let's be clear, loves to poke the bear with his so-called humor. But no, Tony. Just no. Hard pass on that one. Let's be real. Tony and my Kelty are the kind of people who think they're brilliant while spouting nonsense. Tony's always tossing out these edgy comments that land like a lead balloon. And my Kelty? She's over here claiming postpartum depression happens because women miss the attention. Excuse me? Neither of them has an ounce of credibility. Why is everyone losing their minds over nursing other babies? I mean, seriously, I nursed one of my best friend's babies without a second thought. She had her daughter in May, I had mine in October, and when she went back to work in the evenings, I would go over and nurse her baby to sleep while her husband took care of their other kid. My daughter refused to nurse from other mothers, but I had no issue helping her out. It wasn't some huge deal, so I'm baffled as to why J and C are all offended about it. Wet nursing is not some new concept. It's been around for ages. Meri even said years ago, with Janelle sitting right next to her, that she nursed Maddie because she was struggling to thrive. I've never nursed a baby that wasn't mine, but I've donated about 20 gallons of milk to babies in need. I don't see the big fuss. Honestly, I think the real issue is the idea of passing babies around in some weird, never-ending milk-sharing circle. In the early days, they were proud of the fact that they nursed each other's babies when needed, like when Maddie was in danger of failing to thrive and Janelle didn't have enough milk. Now, though, it's like they're pretending it was some big secret thing. And I think Robyn's just making it worse with that bizarre circular milking thing she's describing. Like what? Are they sitting around in a circle, passing babies from one breast to another? That sounds more like a creepy cult ritual than actual help for a baby in need. The issue wasn't about moms nursing other babies. It's about the absurd rumor that they were passing babies around to anyone, not just their sister wives, to nurse. That's not the same as helping a baby whose mom can't provide enough milk or one who's failing to thrive. That's just weird. What you did, and what Meri did, was loving and understandable. But the rumor they're trying to address? Yeah, that's the weird part. The drama. So Kody's fear of Meri was just laid bare for all to see, and honestly, it's about time. The guy who claims to only fear poverty, remember, that's his big scary thing, just admitted that Meri might actually scare him. Sure, he's hinted at it before, but this was an outright confession. But here's the real kicker. How on earth could Meri make him poor? I mean, she's been loyal to a fault, guarding all his dirty little secrets since she was 19. That's decades of loyalty, and now Kody's afraid of her. Something's up. I mean, what's so terrifying about Meri having power over him? Is it because she's the one who could spill everything? All those secrets she's been keeping for him, like, say, the wedding ring incident? I can't imagine how much she knows. She's seen the good, the bad, and let's not forget the early days with Robyn and the whole legal divorce drama. Meri's been in the mix for so long. I bet she's heard enough to keep him up at night. And let's talk about the real kicker. Meri could walk away with the money. Boom. Buy Kody's cash flow. That's got to be what's really eating at him. But it's also possible, maybe even likely, that Meri's got way more than financial leverage. Remember when she posted that selfie with the book caption, "There's more to the story." Yeah, she's definitely holding some cards. Kody might fear poverty, but I'm pretty sure he fears the truth even more. And Meri knows it all. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.